wishing you most and more. I'm Mautika Maria of YB and I'm going to talk about the life cycle of an apple. This is an apple. Before we start, let's learn the nutrients in an apple. Apple contains carbohydrates, proteins, vitamins and minerals. Apple is a good source of dietary fiber. We all must have heard, seen or read that an apple a day keeps the doctor away. In the activity of 1.4, we see that Mali's father gave her an apple and asked her how the seeds of the apple were formed. Flowers bloom on fully grown trees. Like this. You can see the flowers in this tree. These flowers undergo the process of pollination where the pollens are transferred from the stamen to the stigma, which is the sticky part of the carpel in a flower. Then fertilization occurs as the pollen joins with the ovules in the ovary. The ovules get fertilized and the fertilized ovules develops into the seeds and the ovary develops into the fruit. This fruit contains many seeds that can make many more trees. This is a half-cut apple. You can see the seeds in it. This process is called the life cycle of an apple. This process repeats and we get many more apples. Thank you.
Happy morning. Now I am going to tell about the activity 1.4 in my studio volume 1 science. So here this is a conversation going between a daughter named Mali and her father. So here Mali is explaining about the life cycle of an apple tree. Life cycle of an apple tree involves two processes, pollination and fertilization. Pollination occurs due to the process of transfer of pollen grains, and fertilization occurs when the ovules then pollen grains will be going and it will change into ovules. So these are the two processes. Now let's see the life cycle of an apple tree. When a full grown apple tree comes, it will bloom flowers. So the flowers undergo to the process of pollination. Pollination happens when transfer of pollen grains due to pollinators. So that's why it is called as pollination. Fertilization, and then fertilization occurs. The ovules will be developing into a seed and the ovaries surrounding the ovules will be developing into a fruit. Then the petals of the flower will be falling down. Then it will become to a full grown apple. Then it will be served and then again it will be having seeds and then again this process continues. Activity 1.10. Activity 1.10. Plants and animals benefit from each other during the process of pollination and seed dispersal. Recall an instant in your life where someone you have helped and they have helped you back for that. I will be helping my sister for cleaning and taking her things and she will also help me back for that. Activity 1.11. Here, this is like a conversation between Jhansi and her uncle. So, Jhansi visited her uncle and his family who own a farm. On the farm, they grow several varieties of fruits. Read the following scenarios and answer the questions that follow. First scenario. Jhansi's uncle wanted more pollinators to visit the farm. What do you think he could do to increase the number of pollinators that the farm attracted? He could plant some flower-bearing plants and fragrant fruit plants between the plants he has already planted, so that the pollinators and the insects will be attracted of the fragrance and the color of the petals of the plant, and it will come and do the process of pollination, and insects will also give nutrition. Second scenario. A few weeks later, Jhansi noticed several insects on the plants and in the soil. She asked her uncle, why don't we kill these insects using insect repellent spray to get rid of the insects? What do you think was her uncle's response would be? Her uncle's answer would be, if there is many insects in the farm, the plant will grow naturally, and we will also get many nutrition due to the insects. If insects and pollinators do not come, a flower will not get pollinated and it cannot form a fruit. So that the process of pollination is important, and the insects is most important for the process of pollination. And then it will help us also stay healthy. Thank you.
This is S. Kritika of 5B, and today I am going to read out the responses of activity 1.10 and 1.11. Plants and animals benefit from each other during the process of pollination and seed dispersal. Likewise, I have to recall an instant where someone helped me and I helped them back. My mother helped me when I was sick and I helped her back in the shifting and packing. Jhansi visited her uncle's farm and she saw a varieties of fruits. Her uncle wants more pollinators to visit his farm. So I have to suggest a way in which many pollinators visit his farm. I suggest that he should grow a lot of flowers which has colorful petals, and he should also give a lot of nesting places for the pollinators to stay. He should avoid pesticides which is very bad for the pollinators. And a week later, Jhansi visited her uncle's farm again and saw a lot of insects on the soil and on the leaf. She asked her uncle, why don't you use an insect repellent spray to get rid of this? So her uncle's response would be, insects are pollinators which help in reproduction. If we kill them, we will stop the process of reproduction and pollination, which in turn becomes a problem for us. That would be our uncle's response. Thank you.